think,
I
in
know,
one way or the other.
I have that same problem.
Because I don't brush my hair when I get out of the shower. I just take the towel and go like that, and then I leave it.
Hell, I don't think I even own a brush.
I mean, why would you?
You know, my hair just does it itself.
Yep. I'm just moving my iced tea closer.
What about Ice Cube?
They melted.
All right. Should we do this thing?
Yeah, let's do this thing with the guy
And the stuff.
and the stuff at that place.
All right, then. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Geekodrome. Geekodrome is the weekly roundtable discussion of all things geek. I am Jon, and I am joined this sunny Sunday morning by Stugots.
Sup, party people, get on up.
Yes, we're partying it up on this bright and shiny Sunday morning.
And hot. I was already outside doing some work outside the house here, and it's hot out already.
Yeah, they're saying over 100 degrees here in New York today.
Jesus. The real field temperature is going to be 102. Like, it makes a difference at that point.
Seriously, it just makes me want to stay indoors all day.
Yeah.
Maybe go see a movie.
And listen to us.
And listen to us. So, happy Bobby Bonilla Day.
Easy for you to say.
Look, it's almost like a tongue twister.
I thought you were going to say Happy Baba Booey Day.
Well, that's a whole nother thing.
That would have been hilarious.
John Mendez already took care of that one this week.
Yeah.
So, Stephen John. So today is Bobby Bonilla Day. The day when the Mets pay Bobby Bonilla for the next 30 years. Or is it 20 years? 20 years.
Now it's, it's I think 2035 he gets paid until.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a little less than 20 years.
So what is Bobby Bonilla Day, Stugots?
Bobby Bonilla, one of the most hyped, overpaid baseball players in baseball history. I know he had a very good run with the Pirates early in his career, and then he went to the Mets for an inflated contract. And hats off to him and his agent for pulling off this contract. Worth a couple $100 million, right? And then when the Mets hit some financial troubles, they worked out the deal with his agent to defer some of the payments. The last $5 million in payments, okay, they deferred it with a set interest rate. So he now gets 100. He gets 1 point something million a year until 2035. So they're paying him over 20. That's a hell of a return on an investment.
Yeah, I can't see how the Mets win in this situation in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, man. And this is why they will always be a second-rate organization. Always. It doesn't matter what the Yankees do. The Mets could move to another town. They could move to Tampa Bay. They'd be second-rate team to the Tampa Bay Rays.
Ouch. Yeah, I mean, I understand why they had to do the deal at the time, but they really don't win in this.
No.
And there's no way they'll ever do a deal like this again.
The only other contract for sports, and I don't follow a lot of sports, but the only other contract I could say that was worse for management was the dude on the Knicks. He ended up breaking his leg, and I don't think he ever played again, and they had to pay him. It was the first year of his free agent contract. Jackson? Alan Houston? I think that's his name. And
I can't help you. I just don't watch.
It was the payments were so bad, and it was a guaranteed contract that the NBA was going to put a rule into effect and call it, whatever his name is, clause, giving an organization a buyout option, just to be done with it. Because, in basketball, and this is where it's different than baseball, basketball has a salary cap. So in basketball, where if you're still paying someone for the next 7 years, $2 million, that goes against your payroll. That's $2 million you can't put towards someone else,
Yeah. That's a serious problem then. When everybody else is paying the same amount and getting that extra $2 million in player.
But this Bonilla contract, it was just his agent was an insurance adjuster, so he understood like annuity payments and claims, so he knew how to structure it properly. And let me tell you, it is just the best deal because here he is. Here it is. He hasn't played baseball in, I want to say 15 years, and he's still getting paid more than play like the minimum, what players' minimum is.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no player who's, pulling in $1 million a year for doing nothing at this point.
Do not, yeah.
I mean, it's nice work if you can get it.
Yeah, yeah.
I know I'd like a deal like that.
Man.
But,
I keep going to work hoping that they'll pay me something to not come in, but it doesn't it hasn't happened yet.
We call that the 4th of July around here.
Yeah, oh no, I work 4th of July.
Well, I know what you do is a little different. Where I'm in an office, which means the office is closed for the 4th of July.
It's weird because I work in an emergency room. I'm in an operating room currently, and we're closed, but we all still have to work.
So where do you take people if they get injured?
Well, we'll call a doctor in, but we're there.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So the doctors may or may not get their 4th of July holiday.
Yeah, but like they have an on-call system, where it's like, hey, you're covering this holiday, I'll cover that holiday.
Yeah.
All the different groups that we deal with.
Yeah, it makes sense. So we have some updates on some old stories to talk about today.
Yeah.
The first of which is the Fox-Disney merger is going even further.
Finally, I feel, it came up on my time hop the other day that I was, like talking about it, and that was a year ago.
The rumors started about a year ago. The deal itself was a few months later. Then Comcast jumped in and offered more money.
Now, do you think Comcast jumped in just to, like, as a favor to somebody, like, hey, let's just see if we can raise this? You guys can always withdraw?
No, I think they wanted the assets.
Yeah.
Because a lot of networks now, what they're doing is they're moving to shows that they own because they get a bigger piece of the pie. So a lot of networks at the end of last season, canceled shows just because they don't own them. And they know that.
Did that happen with Scrubs? Like they got canceled by NBC, and then ABC, who actually owned the show, picked it up for 2 seasons.
Yeah, like that.
Like Scrubs had like 3 series finales.
Did it?
It had the NBC one, and then it had the ABC one, and then there was a spin-off with like a new group, and then that ended.
I don't know. I never watched Scrubs, so I don't know.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
But shows like Last Man Standing, Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Wait a second, Last Man Standing wasn't canceled because Tim Allen's an ultra outspoken right-wing conservative? What?
I know. Can you imagine?
That's not the narrative people talk about. What do you mean it got canceled for a reason other than political?
I know. Could you imagine it? For money?
Oh my God, John, you're lying. People on Twitter, this is what they're enraged about. What do you mean? A business decision was made. What? Who makes business decisions? Everyone knows we make decisions based on who you voted for last year.
And we're going to take to the streets to complain about it.
Well, we won't take to the streets. It's hot out. We're going to take to our phones.
We're going to take to Twitter.
We'll sit in the comfort of our couch with the air conditioner, some iced tea.
Exactly.
We don't care all that much that we're going to walk the streets about a TV show. We'll just bitch about it not happening the way we think it should have.
And we'll troll people online.
Yes.
About it.
I have an aunt that's what she does all the time. Have I spoken to you about this?
No, what is this?
I have an aunt who is very conservative, and I don't care that she's conservative. That's that just gives you a detail about her mental status. And what she does, she's been retired for a long time. What she does from 7 a.m. until whatever time she goes to bed is she creates fake accounts on Twitter so that she can troll or insult people who disagree with Donald Trump. And this is all she does. To the point where you can't, you go over the house, you don't see her. She's working. I'm working right now. I'm working.
Oh God.
Like, no, you're not working. You're being an idiot online.
If you're working, how much money are you making doing this?
Zilch, but they think they're working. So she is so bad with it that she left my dad's wake and funeral because she had to go back to work.
Yeah.
And she actually said, "I gotta go. I have to get work. I'm doing work. Not like me, where it's like, hey, I'm up at 6 a.m. today because I'm on call. I'm doing schoolwork. I'm doing yard work. I'm doing laundry. I'm trying to figure out meals for the week, so I can meal prep today. That to me that's work. I'm being productive. Sitting in front of your computer, trolling people who disagree with you, talking about Tim Allen's show got canceled because of the Jews in Hollywood. That's not work.
No, it's not work.
And it's not true. It's for what, the knowledge you just dropped.
Yeah, no, there's a few shows that have been dropped. Like, networks are trying to push. It's why Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. still stays on the air.
Yeah.
Because, like, it doesn't get ratings, but they wanted to push it out, I guess, to the 100 episodes. And then there'll be 13 more next year.
And then this way they have it for syndication, and like you said, they own more of it.
Exactly. So they get a piece of the syndication, too.
Yeah.
It being Disney. So we're finally getting closer to the light at the end of the tunnel, wherein the Department of Justice has approved it, but they've said you got to dump all the regional sports networks.
Oh. What? Why would they have to do that?
Because Disney, ABC, whatever, owns.
I know they own ESPN.
Yeah, so they'd be competing against themselves, so that becomes a monopoly.
Okay. I gotcha.
So they'd have a monopoly on all sports, basically.
So then what's going to happen with those regional sports stations?
They sell them.
So, all right, so someone will pick them up.
Yeah, like a Warner Brothers or something like that will pick them up. Or
because like we had before Spectrum took over, we had Bright House, which was our local cable company, and they had local channels with local news, local sports. And it was high school sports, college sports that didn't have TV deals. So it was like the smaller colleges, obviously. And local wrestling was on there. But when Spectrum took them over, they eliminated that stuff.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so you lose all that.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's kind of the way the media is moving to large conglomerations.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is because the government lets them. So, hey, 20 years ago, a media conglomerate could not own two radio stations in the same area.
Or newspapers.
Yeah. And then that got changed, and now radio is boring.
Yes.
I don't know about newspapers. I haven't read a newspaper in
every radio station sounds the same, including the talk stations. What passes for interesting morning talk radio now is embarrassing around the country, not just here locally, but around the country and on satellite. There is not a good talk show out there anymore.
Well, a lot of it is they all use Prep Burger.
Yeah.
So they don't have to come up with any ideas. It's just, all right, what is the service giving us today? And we just follow the script. They're not allowed to do the phone calls anymore.
Yes, crank phone calls.
Crank phone calls. Well, no, because it's illegal to record somebody without and broadcast it without their permission. Yep. So you literally have to call up, and the first thing you say is, "Hi, I am recording this call for broadcast."
And now we're going to go to a crank phone call. Okay.
Yeah. So you can't make. So
they can't make the phone call and then do a reveal at the end.
Well, they do on air. They cut the part at the beginning where they say, "Hey, this is calling from the radio station." They don't have to broadcast that part, but they have to inform the person before they go to broadcast.
Take all the spontaneity out of comedy. I love it.
Exactly. So they're all, fake.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So as much as I want to see like the X-Men joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I don't know how good this is. They're missing Star Wars. They'll
Yes,
get the X-Men. They'll get the Fantastic Four.
but they don't get the Star Wars.
Well, Fox only owns A New Hope.
Right.
Disney owns the rest of them.
Right. So they don't get that in this deal.
So they will be getting it in this deal.
Oh, okay. All right. I
So
think
they'll
they
finally
were.
have the whole set. And they don't have to pay anybody for, whenever they release the New Hope.
And the other side of the deal is that, what the plan is what? A streaming service.
Well, Disney's already working on that.
Yeah.
That's supposed to come
Or
out next year.
content, really, for the streaming service.
Yeah, so again, more content for that streaming service. So what do you think? Is this going to be a good for the consumer, or are we all stuck with one company owning everything?
I mean, so the other big media company is Time Warner.
Yeah.
I mean, the consumer, you're going to be paying. Let's just say, hey, I have Netflix. I don't have cable. All right, I have a basic cable package that I pay. That's included with my internet service because I use an app, and I have Netflix. So Netflix is going to have less stuff on it eventually, or immediately. Because Time Warner is going to have their own service. Now instead of paying $10 for Netflix, you have to pay. Now you're going to be paying for these other companies as well.
And it's going to cost more overall because you got to pay for each individual network per month.
Right. So now instead of paying 10, you're looking at paying 30. Let's just say if those are the price points. So you're going to be it's not going to save you money. It's going to probably cost you money, more money. And at the same time, they could then, hey, if there's something that, let's just say they bought in the Fox deal that doesn't meet Disney standards and practices, it doesn't get shown.
Like Deadpool?
Yeah. They have a mindset of what they think a superhero movie should be. And I love the Avengers movie, so I'm not saying that they're bad. But Fox obviously went a different direction with the movies. And now Disney could be like, you know what? We're going to do Deadpool 3. It's not going to be rated R. It's going to be rated PG-13. Make it work. We don't care.
Well, right now, Fox is doing, they just did Deadpool and Deadpool 2, both R-rated. Logan, R-rated. Yeah. Very good. Next year, we have, end of this year, we have X-Men 3, because that was pushed back.
Yeah.
Or whatever it's being called in this. Dark Phoenix.
Phoenix, yeah.
Which will be, superhero movie. But then next year, we have New Mutants, which is pretty much looking like a horror movie.
Yes.
With superheroes.
Yeah.
I don't know what else they have planned.
Now, the thing is Disney, do they even do horror movies?
Not under the Disney banner.
Right.
Maybe under, I don't know if they even still exist, but Touchstone might have had them, or
yeah, that's what I mean.
Their spin-off companies.
But I think they did away with the spin-off companies.
Yeah, they kind of killed those off. So I don't know if Disney would ever do a horror movie or anything adult-oriented.
Yeah.
I mean, they have Christopher Robin's coming out and Mary Poppins Returns.
I can't wait for this Christopher Robin. I'm a big Winnie the Pooh fan.
Oh, I know. It looks great, especially with the CG Winnie and friends.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, they don't really do adult fare under the Disney banner. So it'll be interesting to see if we ever get that kind of thing again.
Right.
Or, are we just going to have to look to third-party, non-Marvel DC films for adult superhero fare?
The other part, the other thing is that, Netflix is going to have gaps that they're going to need to fill. Mm-hmm. So are they going to, re-examine their business practice? I know that, they're trying to get something going with Rob Liefeld with the Youngblood series and universe. But, are they going to be looking at indie filmmakers or indie TV programs to be like, hey, we need an indie category?
Well, I mean, the Mark Miller, the creator of Kingsman, and Hit Girl and all that, Kick-Ass, all his stuff got bought by Netflix, except for Kick-Ass. I think it's just Kick-Ass and Kingsman are the two that didn't come in the deal.
Oh,
because they already had movie deals and everything.
Okay.
But Netflix pretty much bought all his properties, and so we're going to see them.
So what other properties would we know of his? Because those are the two I know.
That I have to look up.
And only one of them I enjoy.
Which Kingsman?
Yeah, I love Kingsman. It's fun.
Let's see if I can find quickly. Let's look up Mark Miller. He did The Authority, but I don't know if he owns that.
Oh.
Here we go. Miller World. Bum, bum, bum. Nemesis, Superior, Super Crooks, Kingsman Secret Service, Kick-Ass 2, Hit Girl, Kick-Ass 3, Jupiter's Legacy, Jupiter's Circle, Starlight, MPH, Huck, Chrononauts, Empress, and Reborn.
All right, so I don't know anything other than Kingsman and Kick-Ass.
I read a couple of these. Oh, American Jesus, but I don't know if that still has a deal somewhere. I thought that was an interesting series.
I don't know it.
The idea is that a kid is born and he appears to be, Jesus reborn, and there's a whole twist to it at the end that if you ever read it, I don't want to give it away. But
Okay.
That one I remember being really good. So yeah, I've read a couple of them. They're good. He has a new one coming out called Magic Circle. So he's got properties. It'll be interesting.
Okay.
But it's stuff like that. Stuff like Ben England's The Tick. Comics that are not Marvel and DC, where we'll get the interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Because as much as I love like the Marvel DC blockbusters, they're not revolutionary.
No, but by any means.
No, they're out there to make money. They're
Mhm.
Disney, they're Fox, they're Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
So, but we do have another network coming up. It's the DC Universe.
Wow, another subscription service.
I know, I can't wait.
So Time Warner is going to have their own subscription service and then a DC Comics subscription service.
Well, has Warner Brothers announced their own network yet?
I think so.
That one
I thought that's where all this started.
Well, no, this all started with Fox Disney.
Yeah, I know. But I'll Google it right now.
All right. So DC Universe, while you're looking that up, is going to have at launch some new series: Titans, Doom Patrol, Swamp Thing, The Return of Young Justice, and a Harley Quinn animated series. In addition to some older, DC fare like Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, and other old DC shows. So we're getting even more fracturing.
Yeah.
And personally, I'm hoping that they've rumored that there will be a comic book service to go with it. They haven't said what comics will be on it or how it will relate to current comics. But if it's sort of Marvel Unlimited-like,
Yeah.
then I would subscribe just for the comics service because I would start reading DC Comics again. I haven't picked them up in a couple years now. And I enjoy
The only thing I
the
see
Batman.
about Time Warner streaming is their cable channels.
Okay. Yeah, because I didn't remember hearing anything about them.
But they do have HBO Go, which is owned by them, and that's a subscription service.
Yeah. Well, they also have HBO Now for people who don't pay for HBO.
Yeah.
Because Go is the one for subscribers. Now is that. Plus, they have Cinemax Go.
Yes.
So, I mean, every movie network has its own app, streaming service, whatever. So there's Showtime, Cinemax, HBO, Stars, Epics, whatever.
I just feel like with all of them like grabbing up their own content, at some point, someone's going to have to look to independent content creators and be like, it's like a gamble.
There's a few out there. They're just smaller and have less budgets. You don't hear about them as much.
Yeah.
There's Popcorn Flicks. There's Shudder if you like horror. Trying to think what others. There's a few others out there. Because I used to play with all their APIs and stuff.
Okay.
I was working on a little app for myself. So yeah, so they're out there, but it's hard for them to get their name out there when they're getting swarmed by the bigger guys.
Yes.
But the other thing is, like, it makes it so hard to find something to watch.
Yes, it does.
Like, I sit down, I try to find a movie. It's like, well, first I check Netflix, then I check HBO, then I check Cinemax, then I check Showtime.
And then it's like a half hour's gone by, and you're like, you know what? I'm just going to go to bed.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Netflix is trying to pick up the slack with their own series, and they're spending billions of dollars trying to figure out their own movies and TV shows.
Yes.
I mean, and as much as I want to watch them, I'm still behind on all of them.
I watched the first 2 episodes or 3 episodes of Glow yesterday, and then I got called into work.
And how is the new season of Glow so far?
I'm enjoying it. I really had to take a real hard look at Allison Brie, and man, she's 35. In Community, she looked like she was in her 20s. And in this show, she looks like she's in her 40s. I mean, and I'm not insulting her at all because she's absolutely gorgeous. It's the role. You know, I think she's so immersed in her roles that she changed, like she's like a chameleon, you know, takes on that persona so much that it changes her features. And she's great in this.
I haven't had a chance to watch season 2 of Glow yet. But that's not to say I haven't even watched Luke Cage or Arrested Development or whatever else that came before.
I haven't even gotten to Luke Cage. I still haven't watched the finale from Westworld.
Oh wow, it's good. It's good.
I'm only off 3 days this month where I'm not on call, like, and totally off. So it's like I might get to it on one of those days.
Yeah, well, I won't spoil anything, but yeah, so I love her. I love her from Community and Mad Men.
Yeah,
and I didn't even realize she was that old.
I mean, she's 35, and again, you know, you see Community. I know Community was, what now, 8 years ago. So she was in her 20s, but man, she looked like she was in her early 20s on that show.
Well, she was supposed to be in her early 20s in that.
I know, that's what I mean. Like I think she gets so into the role that change, you know?
Yeah, wow, that's crazy though. Yeah, I'll have to watch it this week. At least give it a start. Because I did enjoy the first season, and I do want to watch the second.
Oh, I love the first season.
On the plus side, almost every TV show I watch is done for the season right now. So,
yeah,
I have less time to watch, but there's also less to watch, so it evens out.
There were 2 like little plot points that I won't give away that I was watching with Jen, and I said, "Oh, this is the way that's going to go." And then she paused it, and she wanted to know why I said that. So I explained it from a wrestling fan perspective. And I did that twice. And she was like, well, you know what you're doing sometimes. I'm like, I'm a student. I'm a student of the genre. And with the podcasts that are out there now where you actually get to get into the creative mind, like a Bruce Pritchard show, you get into like the creative side and what the creative thinking was, and then you get into like another podcast, like the Eric Bischoff podcast, where you learn TV programming layout and formatting. You are able to pick up a lot of stuff on your own to do your own stuff.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I listen to both of those now, and it's really interesting hearing how you set up angles and things like that.
Yeah,
but also how you set up the shows.
Yes,
even if some of them are full of shit when they're not talking about those kinds of things.
Yeah. The whole thing of you want to have because I always hear from wrestling fans, and I follow a bunch online that like, oh, they have too many TV writers. What do they need TV writers for? Because TV writers know episodic television and story arcs, whether they're long over 13 weeks or short programs to get you like for other people. Like not everyone's going to be in a 13-week from week 1 to week 13. Some guy's story might start in week 3 and go to week 16. Some might go from week 2 to week 6. And that's all stuff that episodic television writers know about.
Exactly. Well, it's why somebody like Patrice O'Neal was a writer for one point.
Right.
Freddie Prinze Jr. spent like a year with the WWE.
Yeah.
So, it's people who know television and know what makes good television. And then people who know wrestling, so they can build the angles.
Exactly. So you have 2 sets. Like you'd have a creative person saying, hey, this is where we're going with this guy. How do we get there? And then your writers figure out how to get there.
Oh, yeah. And then sometimes they cross over.
Yes.
And then sometimes they complain that, no, I wasn't doing it at that point.
Yes.
Somebody else was.
Yes.
It was somebody else's job.
Or I wasn't watching other programming at the time, so I don't know where I got that idea from. I thought of it. It was original.
And then 5 minutes later. And on the other show, they were doing this.
Yeah.
It's like makeup.
We had a character that smoked. Nobody had a character that smoked. Well, another company had a character that smoked. I didn't watch that. But as far as like from a learning like point of view, there's a lot of things you can check out to learn on your own about that stuff to make you a better storyteller or whatever your aspect of creativity is.
Yeah, I mean, there's also a lot of podcasts about writing and things like that, but
Yeah,
they're not specifically geared towards wrestling.
I know, but for me, like I'm going to listen to a wrestling one because I'm interested in it. A straight up writing podcast, I will probably fall asleep while driving and have an accident because I'm sure it is not riveting at all. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know. It has to catch your interests, and then you kind of
And
learn
then
from
apply
that.
the lesson like under it. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So to bring us back around, are you going to be signing up for the DC network when that rolls through?
I might try it for a month.
Yeah.
Disney, I won't try. I at least at this time, I will try the DC because right off the bat, I'm going to want to watch Young Justice,
Oh, I loved that cartoon.
and I will check out the live action Teen Titans just to see. I can see doing it for a month, and if it's like the WWE Network where you get that first month free, then yeah, I would definitely check it out.
Oh yeah, first month free, of course. But so I'm interested in those shows, but I'm also interested in like the Disney one's going to have a Star Wars series.
Yeah,
It's going to have probably some Marvel content. I don't think they've officially announced. So
I would
for
have to
me,
see what that content is before I jump in.
yeah, I mean we're not even seeing it for another year
Yeah,
because the Netflix deal lasts till next year sometime, and so that's when they're going to launch when they have that. And they've said that the current Netflix series are probably going to stay there because they don't want to do the adult content on.
Oh, okay.
Thing, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So we'll continue to watch, that Daredevil and all them on Netflix, and then catch more family friendly stuff. Like maybe Runaways will jump over if that doesn't stay on Hulu, because that series was so good. So yeah, so we'll see what happens again. But like we always say every time, there's going to be too many networks,
right? And too many services. Yes.
Yeah, and just if everybody has their own, and there's no way to just search through all of them and find what you want. I mean, as it is, I search websites every month to go, what's coming out this month on every service, so I know what to watch on HBO this month, what to watch on Netflix this month, what to watch on Hulu this month, what to watch on.
All I know
Amazon
is Preacher is on, and Better Call Saul comes back soon.
Better Call Saul comes back in August.
Yeah.
Preacher's on now. First episode was very good last week.
That's all I know about.
Are there any other shows we're looking forward to this summer, really?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, Glow, but I'll watch Glow. Like, I'll come home from work, this week, because I'm not on call at all, like, after work, and I'll probably watch an episode or two over the next 2 weeks, and we'll get that in.
Yeah, but I mean, that's already out, so you don't even have to look forward to it. But I don't know of any other, series, anything coming out this summer that I'm looking forward to.
I will go further to say I don't think there's anything in the fall I want to watch because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't coming back until this summer, right? It'll be after Infinity War comes out.
That's the rumored.
So, which makes sense. Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's anything that I want to see.
Flash comes back in October.
Yeah, I don't watch it.
Yeah, you don't watch it. But I still enjoy that one. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure.
Did something happen on Flash with the black girl? Did her character do something?
The one who married Joe?
I don't know. I saw on Twitter that she said, "Hey, I'm just the actress playing the role of whatever the name is. Please don't direct your hate tweets at me for something the character that I play did, because that's the person I play, not the person I am." I saw that yesterday, and I was like, "What the fuck is she talking about?" Because I don't know. And then I don't even know who she was, so I had to look up who she was and the character, and I was like, "Oh, well, how's?" And then I had to look at her tweets. I shocked her reply or mentions. I was like, "What the hell's wrong with people?"
Oh yeah, Iris. Yeah, I don't know what happened. This is the first I'm hearing about this.
Yeah. If you look at her Twitter account, she had it posted yesterday. I just thought that was ridiculous.
It is, and it's the same shit we were talking about last week.
Yeah.
With the Rose Tico stuff. I mean, I don't get fans anymore. I mean, how can you call yourself a fan and then harass the people who make what you like? I don't know.
I mean, it's dumb.
All right. Well, one last quick hit before we run off to the hot picks.
All right.
There's a little movie that might be getting a remake soon. It's called Cannonball Run.
Oh. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
I could just see. How are you doing this movie? First of all, when would it be set? And if it's set in 2018, let me tell you, a high-speed car chase ends in 10, 15 minutes now. You think across the country race is going to get far? It's not even going to get from the Lincoln Tunnel to Route 80.
Oh, who knows? Because I mean, there is a real race that still does it, called the Gumball Rally.
Yeah. What year was the last one?
That I don't know. It's within the last couple of years. Gumball Rally 3000. If we can see. They did one this year, London to Tokyo.
Okay. So I can see doing it in another country because I don't know how other countries' laws are. I know you would not be able to pull this off in America today.
Well, yeah,
I part of the movie, like that suspension of disbelief. I get it, but this is a movie that doesn't need to be remade. Who the fuck's gonna play Dom DeLuise? That the fat kid from 21 Jump Street?
Oh, yeah. So apparently the last
it'll be him and Tatum playing in this movie. He'll be playing Burt Reynolds without a mustache.
Well, I'm sure it'll be sort of an Ocean's 11 thing where it's a bunch of like friends hanging out, making a fun movie. But
yeah, but it's not going to be good as comparison to Ocean's 11.
Well, we don't know yet. But to be fair, like, first of all, Cannonball Run was the third movie to do it about the original Cannonball race.
Right, but it was the one that worked.
Yeah, well, the other two, yes, just didn't catch on the same way.
Yeah.
Cannonball Run had 2 sequels.
Right. Nobody knows about the third.
Yeah. Well, they didn't even call it Cannonball Run. They called it Speed Rally.
Yeah.
And then there are other movies that have kind of used similar premises before and after it.
Yes, called The Fast and the Furious.
Well, I was thinking more of It's a Mad, 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 Mad World.
Yeah, but that's supposed to be. I mean, I know Cannonball Run's supposed to be outrageous.
Yeah.
But the Mad, 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 Mad World wasn't even that good of a film.
No, but again, it was all the celebrities doing in a race to get the MacGuffin.
Yes.
At the end. In the 1990s, there was Rat Race.
Yes.
Which was, again, lots of, well, none of them were really celebrities, but lots of people being crazy and trying to win the race. Unfortunately, it ends with a Smash Mouth concert, so it really disqualifies anything else in that movie.
This is how we're going to make the ending great. We'll have a band playing. Ooh, what band? One of the top bands in the country right now. Ooh, Metallica? Because, it's the 90s. No. Britney Spears? No. Who? Smash Mouth.
Hey, now, you're an all-star. Put your game on. Get paid.
And let me tell you, they will not do Dom DeLuise with his split personalities, Captain Chaos, because someone will say that's making fun of people with multiple personalities.
Yeah, who knows how they do it. And I think it'd be more interesting to set it as a much later sequel than a straight reboot. Because then you can say that this has been going on for years.
Right.
And you can have new characters, and you can maybe show one or two of the old ones.
Or you go a whole different way and 60s and that kind of stuff.
Sorry, you broke up on me there. What did you say?
Oh, I said you said it in like the 50s or 60s and get some old school muscle cars in it, and you go that route. I just think with like in Cannonball Run, the Jackie Chan car, right, with the computers and everything, that's every car that's on the road right now.
Yeah, but
so how are you going to set it in 2018 and have the futuristic car? It's going to be a fucking Jetsons car that's going to fly?
Maybe.
Well, then it's not a car; it's a plane, and it doesn't count.
But then how do you have an ambulance?
Exactly. Why wouldn't you you would air transport? There's no condition known that you can't fly someone in a pressurized aircraft.
Well, I think part of the premise is you have to have 4 wheels and stay on the ground.
Right.
To make it a road race.
Right. But I'm saying for an ambulance, if you get pulled over.
That's true. They just flip on the sirens and go for miles and miles.
Yes. And that's not going to happen because you have to do things like notifying dispatch, local dispatch, when you're entering someone else's county, going lights and sirens.
Interesting. But then who would drive the Aston Martin?
Whoever the new James Bond guy is, because they're recasting that. So if they finally recast it, then you can have Daniel Craig play it, because it's got to be the last James Bond in that role.
Okay. Oh, was Roger Moore off it already by then?
Oh, no, he wasn't. Actually, I think he was really at the height of it.
Yeah, because he pretty much was James Bond through the entire 80s.
Yeah. So yeah, he might have been like, I'll say, a quarter of the way into his run. So I guess you could get whoever the new guy is for James Bond, or Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig would work. He's not as comic and gimmicky as Roger Moore was.
Yes,
but I don't think we'll see Octopussy remade with Daniel Craig.
No. Or what was the one? Diamonds Are Forever. Is that the one? No, Space. What was the space one?
Moonraker.
Yeah, Moonraker. Yeah, we're not going to see that.
Yeah. All right. So some of the Roger Moore ones got a little goofy.
Yes,
to be sure. But I don't know. I'm thinking this is something that could work if done right.
I think this will fail miserably, but no one's going to care.
I think if it gets made, you and I are going to have a bet on this one.
What are we going to bet, if it's good or not? Because that's pretty easy.
I think we could bet on the Rotten Tomatoes score.
All right, you'd have to explain how that works, but okay.
It's an aggregate of movie reviewers.
Yeah.
And then they give a percentage based on that.
All right. So do you think it'll have a worse reception than the Gotti movie?
I don't know. What is Gotti getting?
I have no idea. I don't know how the Rotten Tomatoes stuff works. I just know that people who are on Twitter talking about it say it's awesome. And then anyone I know who've seen it, like, oh no, please don't see this. This is terrible.
So I just brought up Gotti on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Now, the way it works is they aggregate, and then fans can come in and rate the movie, and it gets ratings based on that. So they have 36 reviews for Gotti.
Yeah.
It's got a 0%. Not a single reviewer liked it. Not even, like, sometimes there are reviewers who go the opposite way just to, get their name in the headline and be like, I'm different.
So wait, are you talking about like real movie reviewers or people like you and me who've seen it?
That's real movie reviewers. Like,
okay. All right. What about people who've seen it?
People who've seen it are giving it a 57%.
I got a full blog review of this on my site called.
And anybody can go on the website, give it 1 to 5 stars.
No, I was gonna say something. I was going to a whole different direction. And then, I thought better of it. I thought better of it. Never mind.
I see where you're going. All right.
Go to my site, thisthingofoz.com, and read my full review.
From the back of my truck.
La Cosa Nostra Chocolates.com.
So, yes. So, 57.
Was that a good enough play on words?
Yes,
okay.
It was.
As long as you laughed. I don't care if anyone else got it.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, so 57%, which is not good. So that is Gotti.
Yeah.
And
so I think Cannonball Run will do worse than that.
Worse than 0%.
Yeah.
I don't imagine such a thing is possible.
It'll have a -5.
-5%. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. We're probably a year or two out from seeing this movie. Look, hey, Indiana Jones just got pushed back as well because they don't have a script yet.
I would remake Indiana Jones and cast the same kid from the Solo movie in the Indiana Jones role, just to get people will come. So I know I have a good box office opening weekend. People will come because they want to complain, and then everyone will hate the kid and they'll hate the character, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of him in that movie, but whatever. All right, which brings us back to.
No, I want this guy who plays Han Solo to play Indiana Jones.
I know you're saying that.
Okay, yeah.
But then who would play Marion?
It wouldn't matter, honestly. Some beautiful woman, because she was beautiful. The chick from Animal House.
Yeah, but you're not going to have Emilia Clarke play Marion Ravenwood? It really piss people off.
Yeah, we could. You know what? Yes, let's do that. Let's get the girl that everyone hated in Last Jedi. We'll make her Marion, and then and we'll have this kid from Solo, and then you know what? And we're just going to combine Temple of Doom with Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then we could get someone to sing and dance too that everybody hates. Right?
How to make the movie that just pisses off everybody.
Everyone will go, and then someone will start this thing. We, the fans, demand a movie that we love.
$200 million. I will remake it myself.
We, the fans, with that Declaration of Independence that they fucking came out with. Get a job!
Yeah, I think everybody has way too much time on their hands these days. So, yes. And so, once we've pissed off everybody, we can move on to some hot pickage.
Ooh.
Hot picks. All right. So, what do you got for us this week on the hot picks?
The other night, I watched a film called Ocean's 8.
Oh.
With Sandra Bullock and all-star cast of women. Beautiful women, all talented, funny. The movie was good. I enjoyed it. I go into these things with very little expectations. I really wanted to see it for what cameos from the Ocean's 11 cast would show up. And I'm going to say I got disappointed a little bit because I thought two other people were in it and they're not. I thought it was fun. It was just a fun heist movie with a couple of interesting, twists and turns. No big swerve or anything. Just some nice twists and turns that, were fun. It was just a fun movie.
So were there a lot of references to the Ocean's 11 series?
Yes, definitely. Right off the bat, there's the opening 5 minutes references. I don't want. Do you want me to? I don't want to spoil it.
No, I don't want to spoil it because I do want to see this. I just don't know when.
I'd be curious as to see what. I would love these movies to build up to an ocean's, a giant ocean, an Atlantic Ocean,
an Ocean's 21.
Yeah, Ocean's 21.
Because you got 13 and 8. So.
Yes, that's what I'd love to see that.
Yeah. I definitely I love a good heist movie.
Yeah.
And
I will say that I'm sitting here watching. I was watching the movie, and I'm saying, yeah, but why are they doing this? They should be going there was a bigger picture, and I was just like, why aren't they going after that? Why are they doing this? And then there was some nice twists, and I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. I was mad that it wasn't going that way, but it did go that way. Awesome.
Nice. Yeah, the other Ocean's movies are like that too, where you're just like, I don't know why they're doing that.
Oh! Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I'm sure it's not the same big reveal. Each of them had a big reveal at the end where it was they showed behind the scenes and.
Yeah, they do that with this. It was fun. The only thing I can say is Sandra Bullock looked bored. She didn't have that. Maybe it's because she's a little older. Maybe she just doesn't give a fuck. She didn't have that energy, that Sandra Bullock energy that I'm used to,
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Well, because this is the first one that's not directed by Steven Soderbergh, how does it compare to his
there was a definite feel. There was a vibe missing. And the music, in the Ocean's 11 movie, the music plays a very prominent part. It sets the pace and tempo for what you're going to see. And, when you hear that little less conversation loop come up, get a little louder, something's about to go down. Well, in this movie, it was pretty much, I felt like there was almost no score. And then you heard the loop come up a little bit, and you're like, oh, the music's playing. All right, I sounded like someone was just playing music in the room rather than the score. So those were my two biggest gripes, because that Ocean's 11, that vibe, that cool vibe, that's what was missing from this, and it was missing not because of the actors and actresses. It was missing that would be the music, the score, and the director.
Yeah, because I mean, it had that Saul Bass '60s vibe to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Musically through the whole thing, and then there's a little less conversation, so you get a little pop music in there. But so it was almost like another character.
Yes.
All right, cool. I am going to check it out. I just don't know when. I want to go to the movies later today, but that's not what I'm planning to go see.
What are you going to see?
I want to go see Incredibles.
Okay, I loved it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I have to go see it.
And I'm pissed off because I went to the Disney store yesterday to buy an Incredibles t-shirt. They don't have adult shirts.
That's annoying.
So I then went to three other stores. 3 stores that have comic book t-shirts. None my size.
Well.
And I actually complained because I'm like, because both 2 of these stores do buy 2 shirts, get a third one free. And I'm like, hey, I'm prepared to buy 2 shirts. I'll buy an Incredibles t-shirt for me, one for Jen, and then whatever the free one is. Neither had my size. They had Jen's size. She didn't have my size.
I'm gonna go complain to Hot Topic. I'll be right back.
It was Hot Topic.
Oh, I know. They always run the buy 2 get 1 free shirt thing.
And the other one was Think Geek, the Think Geek store. And the Think Geek store didn't even have an Infinity Gauntlet on display.
Well, they can't even keep them in stock. Although I haven't been to a store in a little bit. Like they were telling me.
They can't even stock. I get Facebook notifications that every friggin' store is selling these for $50 now instead of $250.
Well, there's a few different ones, because there's the cheap one, which I have over there that I picked up at Toys R Us as it was going under. There's the $100 one, which is the Marvel Select. Yeah. Then there's the $251, which is like Hot Toys or one of those like high-end companies.
Yes, the $251 is now like $50.
Where is that? I got to check out, because
I posted about it on Twitter, and I was like, I must resist.
I'll have to find that, because Think Geek has the $100 one, the Marvel Select, which is the one I want to get, but I can't find.
They didn't have it on display.
All right, I'm gonna go have words with them after the show. We're gonna fix this.
And oddly enough, Jen had her T-shirt picked out and in hand. She wanted a Young Bucks T-shirt because she thinks they're good-looking kids. And when I start telling her about the stuff that like they do, she's like, these guys are like the epitome of do it yourself. She's like, and that's kind of like what we do preach to the kids. We got to do things on our own.
Got to go all in.
Go all in. And so Jen wanted a Young Bucks T-shirt, and we ended up not making purchases.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's always Amazon. Buy them online, get them delivered. Yeah. All right. So my hot pick this week, for the last month or so, I picked up a video game as Toys R Us was going under. It's really a theme this week, as they finally closed their doors this past Friday. And I guess we should have talked about that. Oh, well. So I picked up a copy of Skyrim for the Switch, and I've been playing a lot of that.
Oh, cool.
So it's a lot of like fighting dragons and monsters and people and traveling the world and trying to take over the world and save it and all that fun stuff.
Is it as good as the first one?
Well, this is the 5th one in the series.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I didn't know there was more than one.
Yeah, it's Morrowind. Because I remember playing one of them, I want to say it was Oblivion, when I was in college, and I didn't like it very much. And then there's Morrowind, there's Oblivion, there's Skyrim. There's still like 2 more. And I really didn't like the previous ones. But this one I'm having a lot of fun. It's very much like Fallout, but sort of more medieval-y type stuff. So it's a lot of fun. I've been wasting a lot of time to the point where I probably shouldn't play as much as I do. But yeah,
that's right. I play PUBG on my phone.
Oh, that's fun.
And I spend way too much time playing that.
Yeah, I was playing that when it launched. I played quite a bit of it. I haven't played much like this week, but
the kids got me into it. Well, they wanted me to play with them, so I sucked. So I spent the next 2 weeks playing. So this way, then when I play them, they're like, "Oh my god, how'd you get so good?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Well, we'll have to team up on there at some point.
Yeah,
All right.
I play it very sneakily though. I have a whole tactic.
I always try and push my team in front of the other guys and then just shoot them from behind.
Oh no, I just stay in the
Usually works.
peripheral of the circle, and as the circle gets smaller, I still stay like right on the inside, and then there's 5 people, and then I just snipe them.
Yeah, and as the people are running to get into that circle before it closes out, you just shoot them.
You shoot them. Yeah.
All you need is a car, so you can do it at the last second and
Yes.
run into the circle. So, I guess that's it for this week. We're no longer Toys R Us kids. I guess we'll have to cover that next week because
We could cover it because I got a couple stories about Toys R Us.
I know it's just one of those things where I forgot to put it on the rundown, and then it's the kind of thing where I know we could spend an entire episode talking about Toys R Us. So we will say our belated Toys R Us goodbyes to next week.
Yes.
So until then, this has been Geekodrome. To find more Geekodrome, check us out at geekodrome.co. We're on the iTunes, Google Play, or just wherever you like to find podcasts. We're good like that. You can find us on the Twitter at Geekodrome Pod, on Facebook at the Geekodrome Podcast. I'm John. I can be found on the Twitter at just John. Stugots is at Don Stugots on the Twitters, and he hosts the Eat 'em Up shows on the Facebooks.
We got a big raffle on the Facebook page for Eat Up Show this week. For a $20 buy-in, you have the chance to win up to $200 in Pampered Chef credit.
200?
Yep. And then if more people, like let's say if 30 people go in, obviously there'd be more money,
Mo money, mo money, mo money.
So if you like Pampered Chef at all, this stuff is very good quality, but it's a little expensive. So here's a chance to win a couple $100 for $20.
Nice. I just had my cabinets fixed, so I need to upgrade some of my kitchenware.
Yep. I suggest a pizza stone.
Pizza stone. Ooh, that would be good.
Pizza stone is awesome. One of my favorite products.
I do like pizza.
And then if you watch the Eat Up show from last week, I showed you how to make zucchini crust pizza on the pizza stone.
And it looked delicious.
So, and I know that you're big into the health food because you're always running. So you watch your carbs. So zucchini crust pizza.
All right. We will check that out.
Awesome.
So until then, we will be dining on zucchini crust pizza because it has been